We have a couple of callers. Would you like to bring one in? Warn you, if you are a caller calling in,
I'm on.
And Dick.
But
Hello.
There's another guy on too, so I don't want to talk over him. Who's the guy that said he's muted? You weren't muted.
I have no idea. Who are you? And tell us about yourself.
Oh yeah, hi. I am an ex-atheist, and I always listen to the show. I really like the format that you guys have. And why is it that, are you British? Why is it that atheists are British?
Me? Yes, well, I was born in England. I'm from Winchester in the south of England originally, but I haven't lived in decades. And I am actually an American citizen now and consider myself an American. So yes, a bit like the founding fathers, I'm English originally, but now I consider myself an American. Yes. Why do you consider yourself an ex-atheist?
I'll tell you why, and I think we could have fun on the show, and I think you guys, this is probably going to be the most popular show that you guys ever had. And I'm actually a total big fan of your show. But let me answer your question, and here's what I would like to do. I had some questions too, but let me answer yours first, and then I would like to hang with you guys just for a little while and kind of do a little back and forth. Tell me what you think. But
as you're not offensive, I'm sure that wouldn't be offensive at all.
Yeah, as long as I'm just kind of give me a chance to kind of talk. Deal?
Oh, please do. But as I say, if you're offensive at all, we will cut you off. I do.
As Christians. No, as Christians believe in objective moral values, so we're never offensive.
Don't know that. You can explain.
Yeah.
I won't go Pol Pot, Stalin, Mao, or those other guys.
But I'm sure you can explain what you're talking about.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
And let him talk, please.
Sometimes there's a delay, so I want you guys to know if we kind of cut each other off. I understand, because sometimes there's a little delay. So let me kind of get out why I left atheism, and then also why I think atheists are having, kind of give you a different perspective, why atheists have a hard time getting people to come on board to atheism, okay? The first thing is, and I got a question for you guys, but let me kind of go through this and then I'll wait. There really is no proof or evidence that atheism is accurate or correct. I think most people, like me, they leave atheism because there's no proof and evidence. There's a lack, L-A-C-K.
Wait. I'm going to have to stop you there.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hold on.
You said you weren't going to interrupt me.
I want to stop you there. You talk proof to atheism.
It's already happening.
And it's not in our. It's saying there's nothing there. It's not the same as saying there is something there. If you make extraordinary claims, you have to be extraordinary.
You can answer it later, but I wasn't done yet. Go ahead. Let the host talk. Go ahead, host.
Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
So,
no,
look, give me 2 seconds. Han, please don't interrupt him. Look, I can refute him all day, so can you, and we all know.
Oh, good, because I know it.
From every standpoint, you have a perspective. I'd like for him to finish his comment quickly.
We'll mix it up. I know it's 2 versus 1, and you guys are outnumbered.
No, please do. We're going to go with it.
Let me get back to this. I'll kind of fly through it, guys, and maybe just kind of write it down because I'll go through real quick. The number one problem I see from ex-atheists that I talk to is if you watch these debates like the Hitchens-Craig debate and Sam Harris and these debates, what atheists tend to do is just reject what the theist is saying. And I know the theists do the same thing with the atheists, but except the theists actually give some proof and evidence, some arguments for their side. And so the big reason why people leave atheism is there's a lack of proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. I know you want to get to that, so let me kind of finish up with the other 3 things, and the next 3 will go faster. And I would like to ask you guys, without evading, when you get on, without evading or chickening out, provide some proof and evidence, something that we could research that would show that atheism is accurate and correct. Okay, so that's the question there. But here's the other 3 things.
I have an answer to that. So
have you guys noticed that atheists always bash God, but they never bash Satan? The third thing, hold on, Dan. the host said. The third thing, and I'm almost done, the third thing is, I think this is why, when you look at the studies, atheists are now the least trusted minority, like where the host and I, we live in the U.S., in the United States. They're the least trusted group, even under the homosexual community or the Muslim community. And I think the reason why is because, you know, you guys are giving mixed messages. You dedicate a whole show to bashing God, and you say all these things about God, but then you say, oh, but yeah, he doesn't exist. Right, my atheist friends. Can you see why you're now the least trusted group in society? So let me just say my last statement.
Are you ready for a response?
Yeah, I'm almost ready. And then can I talk after you guys are done talking to you so I could respond?
We will come back to you for a response.
All right, fair enough. So here's the last thing I'm saying.
I do have a guest coming on the show, and we will be pausing for them because it's an important guest.
All right, good.
It's a friend of mine,
so don't forget.
Regardless of this debate, I do want to have them on. But that's vital.
Oh, definitely. I'm almost
this is an atheist show, and relatively, we're not really used to debating, so I don't want to make that the entirety of the show.
Right. No, but I appreciate being so kind and stuff. But you watch, this will be like the most popular show because people. So here's the last statement because I keep getting interrupted. The last statement is, this is the biggest objection to atheism, and then I'll listen to what you guys say, and then please give me a chance to respond, and I'll talk real fast. The biggest objection to atheism also is on the atheist worldview. Out of your own mouths, what happens, you guys are claiming you don't believe in eternal life, heaven, hell, etc., but we know that science has shown that the universe is going to die. So humanity, unless God steps in, of course, humanity, everyone dies on the atheist view. So I think you guys are taking your atheism way too seriously because on your worldview, it ends in utter, total failure. Humanity dies, everything dies. Now, that's not the theistic worldview. Well, tell me how you're going to escape the depth of the universe. Well, go ahead. I'll listen now, but I want to hear the proof and evidence first. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm going to write down what you say and then give me a chance to respond.
Hold on. Okay.
Pages of notes on this. So, Rachel, please do.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. So let me start with the start. And you're talking about Christopher Hitchens and based his tactics to evidence. I'm not sure what you call evidence because there is no evidence for any God. There's no proof that there's anything that has existed, will exist, that is a divine creature. There is no proof that you have that we can break the laws of physics. So
the question was, proof and evidence for atheism.
Then that supernatural has to break the physical laws. Now, when it comes to atheists being less trusted than even rapists, I want to say this. Of course, people who are indoctrinated to believe that everybody who isn't thinking like them, behaving like them, are going to not trust us because we don't think like them. And that ties into your proof. Atheism isn't wrong because we...
It isn't what? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Reject your faith because we reject what you consider evidence. I study cellular biology, and looking at the numerous species that have existed, the adaptations, the parasitic creatures on this planet, the anomalies, the fact that we found T-Rexes with tumors, the overwhelming biological evidence that no creator is out there pushing anything towards a designed anything, but everything is just chaotically living and trying to exist. Absolutely, we live in chaos.
I don't want to interrupt
you, so I want you to... because...
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt you. I want you to finish, but if I can just say something when you're done, because I had a question on what you said. But go ahead. I want to be completely silent through the whole thing.
Let's let Rachel finish, and then you can come back.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, you know what? People talk about free will all the damn time, and I get tired of hearing that bullshit because you talk about free will, and free will is you're the creator of your own disaster, but God was somehow responsible for giving you this quote-unquote free will, which punishes you for everything that's not subservient to him. And then it tries to explain the chaos of this world. And when I say chaos, I mean billions of species interacting and intertwining in a way that each of us humans are conscious that 7 billion of us others exist. But we don't live our lives trying to make sure they exist happily, healthily. We go about our lives, and if you see car crashes and accidents and horrendous things that people do, we do exist in chaos because you can't predict what's going to happen to you when. And you can't predict what animal will or won't hurt you, what environment that's going to happen in, if you'll get a parasite, if you won't, if you'll get a tumor, if you won't. All of these things at play. Yes, the chaos is there. And I love it when Christians do this, and they glaze over it, and they look at a beautiful sunset, and they go, oh, look at this majesty, this is God's creation. They don't do the same thing when they see a tsunami, and it's destroyed a complete half of a country. They don't go, oh, look at this is the beauty of God's design. Well, the designer is pretty fucked up, okay, because he created worms that will eat your brains out, worms that will eat your bladder, worms that will live in your gut. I mean, all kinds of crazy, hideous things that you would never imagine if you were creating something to be so majestically beautiful. So I don't know what evidence you think you have for some divine creator, but he's not that divine because science could do better. And by the way, if your creator is so divine, why didn't his book entail all of the scientific knowledge we would ever need to exist on this planet? Why is he only worried with our genitalia and what we're doing with it? Because that sounds to me like an uneducated, pedantic mind that doesn't know the scope of intellect enough to talk about science, but only knows what you're doing with your genitalia. And as far as why atheists talk about God,